Ohio Congressman and Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, joins me. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta. Good to be with you.
Okay, you're here most of the week or most of the season. The crime is down. Do you feel it driving through the city, by the way? Because I happen to, it feels safer for some reason. I don't see people lingering around as much, and I don't mean tourists, but it feels safer.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, great question. But last night, Polly and I went out to dinner. We got in yesterday, and we got to dinner, and we walked like 10 blocks back to our place, and it's like you felt safe. You saw, because you saw the guys in the National Guard, you know, in their uniform. Saw them out with their camo uniform, and there was lights in a certain part of that. We were down by the ballpark and walking back up north towards the Capitol. You did feel safe. I mean, it's common sense, Greta. When you have more law enforcement, you get less crime. When you do what the Democrats want, you shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised when you defund the police if you get more crime. You shouldn't be surprised when you in-cash bail that you get more crime. You shouldn't be surprised when you elect soft-on-crime prosecutors and you get more crime. And what President Trump says, how about we just do this? How about we bring in more law enforcement to help reduce crime? And guess what? Over the last 4 weeks, it has worked. It has worked tremendous. What, 87%, I think, 85% reduction in carjackings in our capital city. So it turns out the common sense things actually work, and that's what President Trump's doing here in our great city.
You know, but, you know, he's doing it sort of as a last resort. He's doing it because the judges weren't doing anything. He's doing it because the prosecutors weren't doing anything. And, of course, a defense lawyer's job is to get the people out of jail who represent them. But it's as though the people who are involved in the system, the judges and the prosecutors, that they didn't live here. You know, that they didn't. I mean, I've stepped over bodies at night leaving here just to go to dinner, and I'm a couple blocks from the White House.
Yeah. Well, and he's also doing it in response to these cities who are sanctuary jurisdictions, who are not only not doing what we've been talking about, but also pushing back against federal law enforcement who come into the city for legitimate reasons, federal reasons, and not helping them. The judge in what was it, Milwaukee? The judge in Milwaukee who let the bad guy go out the back door while the good guys were coming in the front door to arrest the bad guy. I mean, like, that's how ridiculous it has gotten. And so the country, particularly with D.C., which, as you know, has a special designation under our Constitution, the country is like, this is our capital city. Let's make sure this place is safe so we can conduct business here. And all the tourists who come to this great town every year, particularly next year when we celebrate 250 years since the Declaration of Independence, you want the place to be safe, for goodness sake. Not to mention the people in the neighborhoods who run the restaurants, who live in these communities, they'd like it to be safe for their families as well.
You know, I think it's interesting that this is a Democratic city. Mayor Bowser is a Democrat. She wins, you know, by large margins. But she has embraced the help that the federal government has come. And you would think that some of these mayors of some of these other cities who are Democrat and may not have voted for President Trump, but they would embrace the help because I think it's free. I don't think they have to pay for it at all, but they would embrace the help to clean up their cities to make it better for their citizens. Yeah.
Well, not only embrace it, as the vice president said, ask for it, request it. Like, you can do that. I mean, the Pritzker, the governor in Illinois, and the mayor in Chicago could say, you know what? Hey, Mr. President, can you help us? Well, a lot of our people are getting killed every stinking day, every weekend. Bad things are happening to families and individuals in our city. But no, not just embrace, but like request it, then embrace it would be the smart thing to do. But no, they won't do that because it comes from President Trump.
Chairman Jim Jordan, thank you, sir. It's always nice to talk to you.
You bet. You too, Greta. Take care.